Joining me now is the Associate Editor at The Australian, Graham Lloyd. Graham, thanks for joining us once again. Let's start on The Voice. Wow, do you think people are finally starting to pay attention? Now we have a date, we have a John Farnham song, and now we actually have Peter Dutton this morning saying there'll be another referendum if he's elected.
Well, there you go. Good morning, Andrew. Certainly, the starting gun has been fired, and I think people, often for the first time, are starting to pay a bit of attention. I thought it was a pretty clever line from Peter Dutton there that the Voice is obviously going to be everywhere over the next 6 weeks, and he's guiding people to pay attention to the second half, which is try to understand it. And that's the issue that's out there in the community and the contest. I think it will be pretty heavy in Parliament over the next couple of weeks, and then it'll move into on the ground. We'll get a bit of a steer soon with new polling as to whether there's any traction that's being gained. But at this point in time, you'd have to say that history isn't really supportive of it.
All right, and there's been a big warning about supply shortages and possible blackouts this summer from the Australian energy market operator. I noticed Chris Bowen's out this morning with a press conference, actually. What does it actually mean for households this warning?
Well, this is the sort of time bomb that's ticking in the background for the government. It's invested in a big energy transition, set very big targets and legislated them. And all the advice it's getting is, look, this isn't really going to plan. And it's big projects involving lots of money that are too slow and they're not arriving, very difficult to turn around. Chris Bowen is sort of putting on a positive face and saying everything's going to be all right. But the advice he's getting from the market operator and others is that's not necessarily going to be the case.
And we've seen a lot more headaches for the government around Qantas this week. The ACCC now pursuing legal action. Do you think the PM will heed Labor President Wayne Swan's calls to review the decision to block Qatar Airways adding new flights?
Well, I think what we've seen is how close Qantas has been to government, and it's time for a bit of space. So it would be a pretty wise decision, I think, for the Prime Minister to sort of wash his hands of it. I think more broadly what it shows is that we're well and truly out of the pandemic period where there may have been some sympathy for Qantas's plight when flights were banned. There's no public sympathy now, and the view is that there's not enough competition in the market. So the government should really concentrate on getting that competition back, and that's both international and domestic.
Graham Lloyd, thanks so much for your time this Sunday.
Thank you.